Hi, I'm Jill Tarayao, and I've been working with Sizzix for a lot of years. I love Sizzix and I love the Big Shot. We're going to show you some new tips and tricks on the ink sheet transfer pad. I love ink sheets, so let's get started. Paper goes down first, then you take off the protective sheet from your ink sheet, and you put the dull side down, shiny side up. Then you take one of your Thinlits and put that blade side down, and then your cutting pad will go on top. We'll roll that through, and it feels like there's nothing happening, but it's transferred your image onto your paper. Now there's something that we can do with our negative image also. Let me show you how to do that. First, I will take another sheet of paper. I'm using our Sizzix adhesive, and the trick to peeling this off is to put your thumbnail on the white strip and peel this off. Throw away the words, then add this to your paper, the adhesive side down. I want to remove this extra. To make sure this is really stuck onto the paper, I like to use our silicone rubber and impressions pad. These are the two black images you see. This is black because it's not a cutting pad and it shouldn't be used as a cutting pad, but it's thicker than a cutting pad. So on tab 1, I'll put down my cutting pad, put the paper with the adhesive side up, add the silicone and the impressions pad, and roll that through. And it's really stuck down nicely. And now we peel off the protective sheet from our Sizzix adhesive. And you can see how well that's adhered. Now we'll place the negative dull side down on the adhesive. And we'll use exactly the same recipe with our silicone on top, then our impressions pad, and roll that through. When you pull that off, you can see that all of the ink has now attached to the paper. I'm going to trim away the adhesive so that we don't have too much leftovers. Now what's left, this white part that you see, is still sticky from the adhesive because there was no ink to cover that. So now we can use either superfine embossing powder, or you can use superfine glitter. I'm doing it the easy and clean way is to put some foil on top of your image. And then we've used that same recipe once more to run it through. If you don't run it through the machine, I like using the machine because I would have to burnish that with a bone folder. And so this does a better job than the bone folder, and it will leave this nice shimmery impression, and all of that stickiness is gone. I have a couple of samples using other things besides the foil. Here's the embossing powder. You'll have to rub it in a little bit and then shake off the excess and heat it up with your heat tool. I have two samples of glitter. One is a little bit finer than the other, but they will cover that adhesive and make it look good. Now I want to show you the ink sheets where you use them with cutting at the same time. I've got some black paper leather here, and I'm going to use white ink sheet, remove the waxy paper, and put the flat dull side again toward the paper leather. I'm going to use, because this is a very intricate die with lots of little holes in it, for this intricate die you need the precision base plate. So I'll put that down as my bottom cutting pad. You always use it on the bottom because that's why it's called the base plate. Then the blade side of the Thinlit goes down, and one more cutting pad goes on top of that. And this is a very intricate die. I might be able to roll it through once and have it done, but I'm going to make sure that it's cut, so I'm going to roll it back again. And I'm going to use our handy dandy die brush while it's still in the die, the paper, and the paper leather still in there, and try to get all those pieces out. And all of them don't always fall out the first time. But what I really wanted to show you was that this is our white ink sheet on black paper, and it leaves a nice little edge so that you don't have to add that later with an ink pad or something. So I love using it that way. And I have a couple of samples here. Here's two of them showing Tim Holtz Tattered Floral Spiral Flowers, and cutting those with ink sheets. You really do need the base plate for that because they're hard to cut, and I have to run them through a couple of times with paper leather. But they make wonderful spiral flowers because they don't tear like paper does. I hope that you figure out some ways to use your ink sheets also. And if you come up with some great ideas, let us know. We'd love to hear it.